Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Let's see what the month brings. Interesting, you've got some head-to-head action between Two of Wands and Knight of Cups. So what that's telling me is that there may be a way in which there's something on your heart, a message on your heart that you're wanting to communicate, and yet you may feel like it's at odds with what your spiritual journey is, or there may be some difficulty in sharing that message of love because you are on some sort of spiritual journey. And especially I'm seeing too, it could also be that you are on some sort of spiritual journey. That's Two of Wands energy, and usually the person who appears in the secondary position in Two of Wands is like a helper or a Sherpa or someone who's helping you get to attend to your goals. And they may have this message of love for you, but you're not either wanting to hear it, or you're too busy to hear it, or your focus is not on them. This could also be a water sign, so it could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. The reason I'm saying that you may not be open to it right now is because these cards are in the reverse position. So you can see that these figures are looking at one another. And potentially Scorpio, it could be that you are the one with the message of love on your heart, since you're the water sign, and you could be wanting to share it with someone else, but they're just not in a place to receive it right now because they are busy on this spiritual journey. They are busy like climbing to the top of this mountain. They're busy achieving some goal, or feeling, they may be traveling, or they may be wanting to accomplish something. And even if you're helping them with it, I just get the sense that the message can't come through. So if you identify with either of those cards, there's someone that is trying to achieve something, going on a spiritual journey, and there's someone who's got a message on their heart who's trying to share it with that person. But even though this is a very close, intimate relationship, there's a lot of closeness here, and there's a lot of support. This message of love cannot get through to this person right now. There may be a situation in which, Sag, that there's some authority figure that's playing a role here. This can be a father, a boss, a landlord, and Emperor is usually someone who is invested in keeping order, or keeping tabs on the rules, enforcing the rules. So this could be someone who's a teacher, or a judge, or something where someone else is in charge. And they're observing this whole situation. So this is either an older person who's watching this happen, or it could be someone who's exerting their influence on this situation. More likely than not, they're just witnessing it. But it can sometimes even be like the rules that are, the structures that are, and things have been a certain way, or gone according to a certain set of rules, whether spoken or unspoken. But that's about to change, because Tower's here. Tower shows that whatever structures used to be in place, something out of the blue is going to be setting fire to those. This is sudden and dramatic change. So you can expect at the beginning of the month, if you can relate to the situation of having a message on your heart that you're wanting to share with someone, or that you're on a spiritual journey and there's someone who's helping you, but you just can't be open to hearing what their thoughts or feelings are right now. Whatever has been in place up till now, whatever unspoken rules there have been, or structures, laws, regulations, boundaries, that's all going to change dramatically, and it might come out of the blue. All those old structures, if Emperor represents the regime that exists, and as well as the Tower does, all that's going to come crumbling down. So there's a big change in store for you, Sag. This is Two of Coins. This is joint finances. And this is also trying to be flexible. It's trying to have fun with the situation. On the high side of Two of Coins is being able to juggle many things at once, being able to be flexible and adaptive to changing situations. It's sort of like saying, look at all these balls that I have in the air, look at how well I'm able to handle all of this at once, because I'm flexible, I'm adaptable, I can move with the currents. You can see in the background there's this changing sea, and same with the boat, like it floats on the currents as they change. The low side of Two of Coins is that it could be meaning that you're stressed because you're trying to juggle so much, or that you're, needing to take money from one thing to pay over here, is that you barely have enough to stretch and make things work. But it does highlight joint finances and partnerships and contracts, so that might be coming up for you in the middle of the month, especially related to any sort of authority or structure and collaborative work. I do see that there's something in the situation that may say that you're not getting the full picture, and it's causing you to kind of lack hope or faith in the situation. The reason I'm saying that is because you have King of Swords and Fool in reverse. Fool represents hope, faith, trust in the universe. It's like having this fresh, new, innocent approach to life. I call this card Beginner's Mind. It's like when you believe that all things are possible. It's kind of launching out into a journey or a road trip where you're just excited and enthusiastic about life, and nothing is yet formed. Everything's still possible. When this card's in the reverse position, it can mean two things. It can mean that either you're feeling a lack of trust, a lack of faith towards the situation, and because Fool is looking at Two of Coins, I'm saying you could be hesitant and not trusting in putting your finances together, and not joining forces with someone else, or not going into a contract with someone else, Sag. It could also mean that you're appearing to be a little bit cynical towards something, or not having trust in it, that you're not feeling hopeful, you're not feeling trusting of things, you're not ready to begin things. And it can also mean that when Fool's in the reverse position, it can mean the low side of Fool, which means being a little reckless, like leaping before you look, trusting in things that aren't there, or just foolishness, being foolish and being kind of naive can be a reverse meaning of this card. So don't be naive, especially when it comes to contracts in the middle of the month, Sag. Look at those things carefully. You may be getting advice that someone thinks is sound advice, but they don't necessarily have your best interests in mind. The reason I say that is because when King of Swords is in reverse, there may be some mistruth to what's going on. King of Swords in the upright position represents fairness, truthfulness, good judgment, sound judgment, someone who really considers things logically and analytically. It can also be an air sign man, or even any really air sign that's in an authority position. So that could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But when I'm seeing him looking at Fool, who's looking at this Two of Coins, I'm seeing that there may be some advice, because that's a role and function that King of Swords provides to Fool, who's a younger person. There may be a way in which the words of this person are causing this person to act foolishly regarding this contract, or regarding this exchange of money. Joint finances, contracts, negotiations, all of that. So be aware of that in the middle of the month. I wouldn't take advice or recommendations from someone who's an air sign in an authority position. They may not necessarily have your best interest in mind at this time, during the middle of the month. I also see that you have Knight of Wands, which is a fire sign. So this is Aries, Leo, or Sag. So Sag, this could be you, where you're looking away from the situation. That actually may be the best approach with what's going on, is if you don't involve yourself in what is being offered. You don't commingle your finances with someone who's acting foolishly. So if this is you, don't follow the advice of the air sign advisor. I would say look away from the situation, step away from this. Don't involve yourself, don't involve your money, or whatever it is that you're putting into group assets, communal assets. It's not a great time for that. It's not a great time to put your money in budgets, that involve someone else who's acting foolishly and who may not be getting great advice. Also, towards the end of the month, you have Seven of Wands. Now, this card can mean struggle, but I call this card success despite adversity. And what Seven of Wands means is standing up for what you believe in, being willing to fight despite struggles, being willing to see that you're in an advantageous position. When it's in the reverse position, it may feel like I'm never going to win. I'm going to just keep fighting, but I can't fend these people off, or not being assertive, not standing up for yourself, not defending what you believe. But this card is here. This shows that you are in an advantageous position. If you are willing to put in that effort, put in that fight, you can have success. Just don't be fearful or doubtful that that can happen. If you're willing to fight that fight, you can keep all of this at bay. It's also showing here that you're ready to leave something that you've put a lot of care and thought into, a lot of your heart. Cups represent heart energy, and Eight of Cups means something that you're willing to walk away from. You might be feeling a little bit weary, you might be feeling a little bit tired, you might know that it's time for a new beginning, but you're having resistance leaving the old thing behind and starting something new. I'm seeing these three cards line up. Fool means like a new journey, feeling like everything is possible and everything is fresh. And this means leaving something behind that you've invested a lot of time and interest in. With those two in reverse, it's saying you may be ready for a new beginning, but you're not allowing it. Or you may have fears or doubts about allowing that new beginning. And it may be because this message of love is being blocked, or what's really on your heart is being blocked. Or that you're not believing that someone wants to share their heart with you. See how all these are in reverse? So those are all being like held back, or they're just under the surface. It could be that once that message of what's on one's heart is expressed, then these unlock too, and the new freshness of life can come again. You can feel like renewed and excited about life and having trust and faith in it. And you can also, actually move on and walk away from what it is that you're wanting to leave. So look around that time to see if you might be ready. This is saying towards the end of the month, but if you have those initial feelings of wanting to leave around March 8th, pay attention to those. You might actually end up doing it towards the end of the month. I also see you have some 3 energy. So Sag, 3 energy means creativity. It means being social. It means doing things as a group. So 3 of Coins means working on projects as a group. So group projects are favored. It can also mean multiple streams of income. So you can be working on 3 different projects and gaining money, values, coins, assets from those things. And it also means working on things collaboratively. So in this card, in the Rider-Waite, there's the architect, there's the actual worker, and there's the client who's going to be using the building. So group projects are really featured, and it also shows like, you're surrounded by like-minded people. This is friends and family. 3 of Cups is 3 hearts that are just like yours. And it's often a card of celebration, festivities. It shows that you could maybe be like having a party and working on a project together. And it's really celebratory. It's building something. It's creating something. So really, Sag, you're usually a pretty social creature and optimistic and happy-go-lucky anyway, but it looks like that's really featured for you towards the end of March. Just remember to keep out of any sort of, foolishness regarding money or planning or budgets, especially if it's coming from unsound advice from an air sign person in authority. Be willing to stand up for what you believe in and walk away from something if you're ready to at the end of the month. And notice that, the old structures are going to be crumbling at the beginning of March. Just enjoy the celebration that happens towards the end of the month. I think you're really going to like it. That kind of energy really suits you, Sag. So that's my reading for Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to, again, thank everyone for watching so much. Yours in the stars.